Hi there, folks. My name's Novoid24, and welcome to a very different Microsoft Flight Simulator product review. Today, we are having a look in detail about something that we first got a glimpse at Flight Sim Expo, that being the latest creation from the team over at Parallel 42 of the Juice Goose. And this is something that is very different, but in some ways, given my last couple of reviews, I feel like maybe this is something that I'm starting to become more of a fan of. I'm not sure. I mean, I never thought I'd see so many non-aircraft in what is supposed to be a flight sim, but then again, that goes a great deal to what the team over Parallel, Edson and the team over Parallel 42 and I talked about when we're at Flight Sim Expo. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Before we get started though, I do want to say a huge shout out and a huge thank you to the team over at Parallel 42 and the team over at Orbix for providing the review copy of this very interesting electric all-terrain vehicle today. And what are we going to be doing? I mean, normally we do a cold and dark start and we do a bit of a flight, but I suppose we're still going to be doing that, and there will still be some flying in this. Anyway, all right. So, what is the Juice Goose? The Juice Goose is kind of what it says on the tin and what you're seeing here. It is a all-terrain vehicle, but it is an electric-powered all-terrain vehicle. So, no big V8s or V12 engines in this one. This is electric-powered, but it is all based on actual science and on actual technology that is available now, which is something for me that I've always loved about flight simulation, is that it is a place where developers of not only the stuff that we as home users like to enjoy and recreate the past and the real world, but it also gives creators of the future a chance to actually test some of their future designs and their ideas in a world which gives them some challenges. So and I feel in some ways that is what this does really quite well. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing is we're having a look here at the external model. The external model is pretty interesting. I mean, it looks like pretty much any all-terrain vehicle that I've seen in the real world. It looks what it says in the tin. I've been in an ATV once, I think, in my life, and it was a interesting experience, that's for sure. So I'm really excited to actually take this out for a spin and see what it does, particularly following on from my review of the Aeromobile a few months ago, where there are some challenges with using Microsoft Flight Simulator as a vehicle simulator. But really, in reality, though, that's exactly what it is, and I really think that vehicle, add-ons like the Aeromobile 3.0 and now the Juice Goose are really showing that Microsoft Flight Simulator is so much more than a flight simulator. And I can feel that there's a lot of purists who might be getting upset about that, but stick around, because I think you might be surprised, and especially when I give some thoughts a little bit later on. All right. Without any further ado, let's jump in to the driving cab and let's have a look. So the driving cab of the Juice Goose is pretty much what you'd expect from an all-terrain vehicle. It is very Spartan, very basic, and very dirty. And it really, straight away, I'm already feeling fairly immersed in it. And as I said, I'm smiling because as I'm recording this, because for me, this is something so different and something that I just simply couldn't imagine, even just a few years ago. Like with legacy flight sims that tried to put vehicles in, they just didn't really work. Microsoft Flight Simulator, I truly believe, and again, echoing the words of the interview that I had with Edson, is that this simulator is so much more than a flight simulator. It has the potential to be so much more, and I'm really excited to see what the team at Parallel 42 have done done with this add-on to be able to help make that a reality. Now, along with the actual vehicle itself, you get a couple of sceneries and some activities to do, and we'll see those coming up very shortly. But okay, let's get started. So probably the first thing I should probably talk about is the controls. Now, the controls are optimized to work with the default gamepad key bindings as it comes with Microsoft Flight Simulator. So for those who have a Xbox controller or some form of gamepad controller somewhere in your collection of computer parts, then you are set to go. Just simply set it to the default one. So if I'll quickly bring up my my settings here. As we go into our control options, and you can see that it's just simply I've got my Xbox controller set to default, and there is a keyboard, also a controller layout guide available in the documentation for this. However, all the key bindings are rebindable, so if you don't want to use an Xbox controller or for whatever reason you don't have one, that's fine. You can use keyboard and mouse. You can use any of your Flight Sim hardware. You just need to bind the controls. So that is something to be aware of. So this is very accessible, which I believe is a key part of one of the biggest appeals, and a key part of the appeal for this is that it is accessible for people who may consider flight simulation to be very intimidating, which for a lot of newer users and younger users, that is very much the case. So yeah, it's very accessible for when it comes to controls. All right, so otherwise, pretty much everything is accessible via keyboard and mouse in the virtual cockpit. But virtual cockpit, virtual driving cab, a little bit of both. Anyway, all right, so let's close our door here. All right, so as I said, it is an electric vehicle. All right, so let's wake Juice Goose up here. So you do have this MFD available to you here. All right, so you've got a number of different controls that you can sort of set up here. Let me just quickly, I was messing with a couple of things here. All right, so you've got some options, various different options that you've got available to you. So you can control your suspension. You can have a look at the powertrain and the various temperatures here, which becomes very important during our, you'll actually see why that is very important during our review video here. You can also charge, because as I said, it is an electric vehicle, so you can charge it as well. And the charging timeframes are based off data from Tesla for their supercharging of their superchargers. So it does have a realistic charging time. If you drain this all the way to empty, it can take up to 30 minutes to actually recharge the battery in full. But fortunately, for those who don't want to wait, there is a quick charge option, unlike real life. Anyway, all right, continuing on here. So we've got some systems here, so you can actually go through. You can see what's charging at the moment, heating, things like that. You've got warnings, which will become, again, important later on. I also love the fact that, it's got little messages here when everything's going well. So, it's like, yeah, sweet, everything's fine here for the moment. All right, so that is that. And then we've got our inbuilt GPS. Now, the cool part of the GPS is it feeds into data from Bing Maps. So it's not like many GPSs where it's just like road map or whatever, because, this vehicle isn't exactly designed to be on road. It can go on road, but it is designed to be off road. So you actually get a full color Bing map powered GPS system in this one, which I think is kind of cool. All right, you do have a couple of options when it comes to sort of the glow kits and stuff like that. So if I turn that on over here, it brings you your options here. So you got some underbody neon lights, which for me is really, oh boy, brings me back to some memories of when I was a lot younger. And anyway, moving on. So you can change various colors of those ones if you so desire. So I am going to go with the colors that I used to have under my car. There we go. You can also fit a custom light bar. You can turn, and this is also where we can turn them on or off, or set them automatic when the sun goes down. You've got fog lamps and headlights as well. So you've got, and it also gives you little tips as well for those, again, who have separate controls bound, what they're assigned to. So The team of Parallel 42 have really thought a lot about how to make this accessible to all levels of virtual aviators and virtual drivers, whether you're just starting out with a sim and you've just got the Xbox controller, or you're a grizzled veteran who wants to looking for something new and you've got thousands of dollars of hardware set up. You can assign it as well and do everything here. So yeah, I kind of like it. Anyway, all right. So, but we're just gonna turn those on because we can. We're going to turn our light bar on as well, and you can just see that there. Actually, what? Let's jump inside and let's also have a look at what this looks like at night, because I think that's a good idea to do that. So, let's do that. Ah, yes, the beautiful blue underbody neon lights. Oh, how I've missed those. Anyway, so let's have a look at some time here. So let's put this out into the evening, and those lights are, damn, they're powerful. They really, really are. And I love the fact that the whip aerials as well also have lights on them. Okay, they illuminate, kind of cool as well. And again, as I said, like, this is a really fascinating the lighting model, because one of the things Parallel 42 are known for, prior to Microsoft Flight Simulator, they did a lot of expansion packs and a lot of effects packs for various aircraft, and one of the things that were always praised for was their lighting effects. So great to see them being able to exploit and be able to utilize their expertise and bring it to life in this aircraft, this vehicle as well. All right, okay, let's jump back to some daylight so we can do some driving. Oh, and I just noticed there, look at that, it even has the Parallel 42 projected onto the ground. Okay, that's a super nice touch. Okay, I like that. All right, let's jump back in. Let's turn over the daylight here, and let's check it out. All right, so back in our driving cab now, and we can get ourselves started up. Okay, so we've got everything else on here. So now to start the vehicle, we simply press the accelerator forward. Oh, there we go. That wakes us up if it wasn't already awake. Now, we'll put just set our parking brake quickly, and we've got that there. Now, this is an interesting little feature as well. They've got the explore feature here. So you can actually sort of teleport to some of the scenery that is actually included here with the Juice Goose. So it goes through a variety of different scenery that gets wrapped up here. So we're actually here at the Goose Bowl, and that's also paired with the Oregon Dunes. So we're going to go through, drive through here, but you can also go through, this is the Goose Bowl, this is where we are at the moment, Oregon Dunes, which is just nearby, and then we've got the Wind Energy Center here. Oh, that's going to be fun. Green River Cutoff Road through Utah. You got the Dakar Desert. Oh, yeah, how cool would this be, doing a full Dakar rally in these things? That would be so cool. Salt Flats, so yeah, you get so much more than just the vehicle here. This isn't just the vehicle and nothing else. Like, this is so much where you can actually go through and do so much more than that. So I like the fact that they've got all that set up here. Oh, Stockton Sand Dunes. That is literally, I used to live just up the road from there, and I've seen a lot of ATVs making some work over there. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to have to check that one. I'm going to have to check that one out maybe after I record this one. And we've got some activities here. So there's a lot of cool stuff to do. So yeah, so you can do that. Once you engage parking brake, you can sort of do some teleporting around the world to do that kind of stuff. But let's take this out for a spin and see what this is like. So let's turn our parking brake off. All right. And now there are 3 different types of vehicles here. So let's just get a bit of a... Oh, okay. Woo! And the by default it's in all-wheel drive mode with traction control on, and that can still provide some challenges as well. I'm not used to this kind of driving, that's for sure. And I'm just gonna grin from ear to ear with this, because this is just insanely, like, it is fun. And being able to take it up here, and fortunately I can have this kind of fun without worrying about, crashing the vehicle and doing some extensive damage to a vehicle and or myself. So, which is again part of one of the great attractions of simulation gaming, whether it be of aircraft or of racing cars, trucks, whatever. You can do some of the stuff that, you know, you can role play, and you can also do the stuff that you can't get away with in real life. And if this kind of idea, it inspires people to be able to get involved in any kind of outdoor pursuit, or whether it be, you know, ATV events, or whether it be virtual or real world aviation, then you know what, this is done really well. Hoi. I love that. Yeah, thanks for the roll cage on that one. That was very, very important. I like the GPS track keeping up there as well. All right, so we're just getting. This is just, you can see the traction control sort of kicking in and trying to do something about my terrible driving. Oh, it's just stupidly fun. And I really get the sense that there's a lot going in with the physics on this. Like, it feels like there's actually been some... Wow! Okay, we found some trees. I mean, that's part of the course for me, finding some trees. Alright. So yeah, I get the feeling from the way the physics are operating that this really feels like there's a lot going on in here. There's custom stuff that's been done. And a lot of this happens as well. Now, that little thing just popping up there is really, really interesting. Is that if you manage to get your vehicle in a position where you can't get yourself out of it, i.e., you know, you're a turtle and you're stuck on your back, the vehicle actually has a built-in sort of set of sensors to basically go, hey, you've fallen and you can't get up, so it automatically will reset its position for you, saving you having to worry about key binding slew or anything like that. So I'm going to see if I can do something really stupid with this to get to the point where we're on our roof, and then we'll watch that actually in action. But the suspension is just so good that it's a struggle apparently to get that. All right, let's see what we can do. There we go. Okay, so you can see this, it resets the vehicle position and then just snaps you back onto your wheels. So it's it's one of the great accessibility things of this add-on, where it's like, yeah, you can do crazy stuff with it and you don't have to worry about advanced controls like slew or anything like that to be able to reset you so you can keep having some fun with it. All right, okay, now that we've shown that off, so let's go here and let's see how it handles on the road as well. Now, we're going to have to see what we can find here. Okay, see if we can navigate our way through the dunes. We'll head back down, we'll head down to the beach, and we'll see what we can find, because it's more, again, as we were saying with the teleport feature and the explore feature, it's more than just a vehicle to go exploring the sim. Though, mind you, that is a great thing to have. One of the things that I love doing, is people have seen in my airport review videos, is that I like being able to I like being able to explore airports from perspectives that are not just from the air. So this is because this sim, because the whole world is your playground, it really gives you the advantage and the capability to be able to do and explore for things like that. So this is just yet another great way, a great example of being creative and thinking outside the box, as it were, to do things like that. And, oh, I see somebody burning up the strips there. Somebody burning up the dust there. Nice to see that part of the scenery there. And even things like the dust effects on this is just absolutely insane. Like, just something very, very different. Very different to be able to give something different to your flight simulation experience. And again, as I've said before, harking back once again to the conversation that I had with Edson, was that Microsoft Flight Simulator has proven itself to be so much more than just a flight sim. And you can even, in some ways, hark that back to Lockheed Martin's Prepared, where there are various options inside of Prepared as well to be able to simulate things like, vehicles. It is a vehicle simulator, more, not just a flight sim. And that is something that I think really is underestimated, and I'm so glad to see developers like Parallel 42 to actually, taking on that challenge to go, you know what, we can do that with this latest in generation of sims as well, and looking forward to what we can achieve. And I really feel that, like, the ground physics, at least for this area, is they'll definitely give it a bit of a treat, so we can use it the best. But at the same time, it's also kind of cool because it'll be interesting to see how it handles over the rest of the virtual world. All right, so we're down here on the beach. Oh, okay. There's that bus jump that we were seeing before. I like how it's got to sort of, the flags showing that off here as well. Edge of the water. We've got all sorts of stuff going along here. This really feels like an exciting, fun day out at the beach, as well as, and it's just so different from what we might normally do. You do have a couple of things here while we're going fairly straight here. You do have a boost option. We can actually increase the power and therefore increase your speed as well. Hold out your boost there. Gives you an extra few miles per hour in speed. I'm not sure if I want to do this or not, but you know what? Let's give it a try. Oh. I don't think I cleared those buses. I don't think so. No, I didn't. So you do have that option, as well as some other things as well. Let's have a look what else we've got here. So we also have, so you can turn your dynamic stability control off, and it gives you a little bit of a notice there. You can also change it from all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive only, and it gives you a little warning on your heads-up display on your dashboard there. And you also have a climb assist, but we probably won't turn that on just yet. So let's see how it handles now with dynamic stability control off and rear-wheel drive only. I feel like that's probably going to be a bad idea. Definitely don't get the speed out of that because you've got power only going to 2 wheels rather than 4. So that is very, very noticeable out of that one. But it also means that your battery's not being drained as fast. That's probably a good thing to know. So let's turn our all-wheel drive back on. There we go. Okay. Now we've got our stability control off now. Okay, you can... we've got some... yeah, you can definitely... It definitely feels different straight away. Oh, especially on the sand material. And that's something else, is that the driving experience changes based on what you are driving on. So if you're driving on sand versus tarmac of some of the predefined roads and stuff like that, it does have a different driving experience. It affects your speed, it affects your dynamic control of the vehicle, which could also be driver error as well. And it is something that you do have to be aware of. And it just adds to some of the... who said that driving an ATV can't be challenging and fun in a flight sim? Okay, this is nuts. This is nuts. Okay, let's... Okay, Yeah, you know what? We're gonna turn that dynamic stability control back on because my driving is unstable enough, I think, for that purpose. All right. Oh. Let's take out a couple of trees along the path. Everything's fine. And yep. Okay. All right. What we're gonna do? We're gonna head over. We're gonna head over to because one of the things about this Parallel 42 Goose Bowl scenery is it does have a challenge run, which we saw part of that with the buses there. So let's go and check this out, and I think we might change to one of the other vehicles as well. So here we are. So it's the Oregon Dunes National Recreation Center, with people with their vans and their UTVs and their boats all parked up, ready to go. Nice little touch there, with all the scenery here. Bathrooms, everything that you need to have a fun time. All right, let's that's the way out. So let's go back in. Let's go back down to the beach. Let's take this UTV down to the beach. Actually, before we take the UTV to the beach, let's swap out to the Speed Goose. As I said, because you do get 3 different versions of the Goose to be able to have a go at. So let's go and have a look at them, shall we? So within the Juice Goose pack, you actually get 3 different variants of the Juicy Goose. So the first one you get is the crawler variant. So this one is more for just if you're climbing hills and don't need to go too fast. Touring is a bit of a sort of a balanced one, where it has both speed and it has the ability to do quite a lot of climbing. Whereas finally, the Speedster is for you speed demons out there who wanting to go as fast as you possibly can and do crazy things with your engines. Overall, the external models are essentially identical, or the external models are identical for each of the 3 variants. The only real difference between them is the performance and the size of the engine and how they actually handle on the various types of terrain. All 3 variants come with the same the same set of liveries included without, so you get quite a decent range of liveries, so blue, white, green, teal, orange, purple, red, pink, olive, grey, black, and of course the House Parallel 42 colours, which is the ones we've been looking at today. So the first Goose that we were just in was the Touring Edition, and now we're going to be moving over. Now we've moved over to the Speedster Edition. So let's take the Speedster out for a go and let's see how we go on this Parallel 42 Challenge course. Already this is looking interesting. Okay. Oh dear, hang on, before we... uh-oh. What? And we've got somebody on a motorized chair going around. That's always fun. And we've got somebody with a cub that looks like it didn't do so well. That cub has definitely seen better days, I think. Maybe we should call the helicopter medivacs. All right. Let's give this a start. All right. I have no idea how this is going to go. I haven't done this run before, so this is going to be our first time recording during the review video, but let's give it a go. All right. Oh, that's cool. That was a cool dune buggy. Anyway, all right. And off we go. Give it a bit of a boost to start with. Now, We didn't do so well on the bus jump on the way down, on the way up here to here. So let's see if we can do better on the outbound leg. No. Okay. Didn't. Okay. I think we probably just. I think we just might have cleared it. Okay. But it's definitely going to cost us some time. Did we get? Maybe I got style points of that one. I'm not sure. All right. It's nice seeing the life through the scenery as well. As I said, like this is more than just a vehicle. Now, like this is, this is so much more than that. Oh, we've got a beach camp out there. We've got a beach camp out there with some more dune buggies. This is just so much more than just a vehicle. Like this really gives you a new way of being able to explore the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and something that I think is an underestimated part of doing it. And I can see that this, along with my baggage buggy that I often use for my airport scenery reviews, I think I could potentially see myself using this one as well. I think for the future, particularly for some of the more challenging airports that are starting to pop up in bush, so kind of like bush trips and regional strips. I can see that this could be a very different way of exploring those, and again, being able to like go to those different places in the virtual world and have it from a different perspective. Because one of the things that we talked about with Microsoft Flight Simulator is how well everything is rendered, and not just from, and obviously primarily it is a flight sim, but there is so much more to this sim than a flight sim. Oh, we got a jet ski out there. Nice. Okay, can we overtake this guy? I have no idea. Swimmers enjoying the beach there. See ya. Okay. Okay. Now this is something that I've heard about. I have no idea. This is going to be a bit more of a jump than what we saw last time. Okay. Oh boy, that looks like a big jump. I think, yeah, okay. This could be interesting. Gonna get, oh, have I got the line up right? Is it right? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh. Well, we made it to the other side. And we've got various other Juice Goose users also trying to do the same. They look like they didn't... Those ones look like those jumps didn't go so well. Okay, okay, but we can say that we absolutely made it to the other side. We might have ended up on backs, but we made it to the other side. And this is just something that's so much fun, but I can see sort of just being able to drive around the scenery as well. So, let's actually, let's take it out onto the road and see how it handles on the road as well, because we talked about that earlier, how it, so obviously the scenery with the jumps and stuff, that's curated, but how does it go when you're on normal Microsoft Flight Simulator roads? Let's, I probably should have switched to away from the Speed Demon 1 for this one. I mean, I've got, beep beep. It's gonna go past the combi van there. So I'm curious to see how this goes on normal Microsoft Flight Simulator roads. And I mean, obviously we've got, vehicle traffic there, so that seems to be about right. So again, a bit like the Aeromobile is that you can actually explore, the streets of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And it really, for me, suggests that the Microsoft Flight Simulator has a future as more than just a flight simulator. It absolutely has a future as a vehicle simulator of all descriptions, whether they be cars, ships, aircraft. Really, realistically, yeah, the sky's the limit, as the tagline goes, and I think that genuinely is the case here. So I think that's quite impressive. Okay, now if I remember correctly, there should be a bridge around here somewhere. Let's see if we can find a bridge. You can hear from that turn there. As I said, I was alluding before about how it changes, performance changes based on what it detects you're on. So it detects that I'm on an actual road now, so my speed increases, and the sounds available to me, they change as well. So there's a lot of intelligent programming that's actually gone in under the hood of this Juice Goose. So it's not just a money grab and they've just slapped something together here and called it a day. No, there's a lot of programming that's gone in under the hood for these kind of experiences. And I said, like, you can see the performance is massively changing now that I'm based on an actual sort of asphalt road surface. Oof. M. M. All right, so I've switched to the third version, the sedate crawler version, to see how that one goes. I was going to say, for a crawler version on the roads, it still feels quite fast. All right, so as I was saying earlier, I'm curious to see how it handles the default Microsoft Flight Simulator roads, and the performance, you can tell, are very different. I wonder how it handles bridges. I guess we're about to find out. Okay. Seems to handle them okay. I feel like I might have sunk into the bridge a little bit, but we can traverse the bridge and we didn't get stuck like we did with the aeromobile, so that's a plus for me. It means that the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator truly is everything for you now with this vehicle. I like. Nice. And apparently nobody pays attention to road rules with the AI. All right. Now that we've checked that out, let's stop, pull over. Let's pull over and let's now just have a look at. Let's go and have a play somewhere different. So let's we'll just park up in this garage here. I think it looks good. There we go. We can do that here. We put our parking brake on. And then to put the vehicle to sleep, you press and hold that. And there you go. That's your shutdown process. So we did do a startup and a shutdown process with this. We did. I think I like that. All right. So let's wake it up and let's try out this teleport feature. So we've got our parking now. Remember, we have to have our parking brake enabled to get the teleport feature up here. So let's go explore. So let's have a look at there was one that I thought I saw. Okay, Great Pyramids. All right, we've got to do it. Let's go check out the Great Pyramids and let's see how the teleport feature handles it. Map updating. POI is loading in. Okay, that's kind of cool. Like the Parallel 42 got experience with the teleporting feature from their work with Flow. So they know how to do it. So we should probably change the time of day. Actually, you know what? We're not going to change the time of day. Actually, we're going to use we're going to get our lights. We're going to explore. We're going to explore here at night. So we're going to go turn our headlights on, fog lamps on, light bar is on, glow kit is on, and our whips are on as well. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to make mine nice. Nice lighting effect. All right. Its glow kit is blue. That's fine. Everything is good. Okay. Let's have a look here. Okay. So let's turn. All right. Parking brake off. I like how when it goes to night mode on the nav board, it glows red. That's kind of cool. One of the options that I haven't talked about yet is the climb assist option. And for some of the more challenging mountains that you're going to find in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator, this is something that is going to be very useful to you. So we're going to put that on, and it changes the way the powertrain delivers power to each individual wheel, and actually will adjust things along the fly. You've got a monitor of your elevation and your angle of attack, as it were. So you actually sort of, yeah, in some ways, this is almost like the part when it's the most like an aircraft in some ways. But it means that you can actually scale some of the more challenging and difficult terrain in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Just as you can in the real world. It is still a bit of a challenge at times, though, but it disables certain things, but enables you to get up that terrain a bit better. Still a bit of a struggle, but it is a great feature of the vehicle, the fact that they actually included that to give us an opportunity and a way to sample that and a way to enjoy that. And again, to be able to see this great world that we have, a different way of seeing the world that we have in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I still got to remember some of my hill climbing from when I did four-wheel driving back in the day. Do things at angles, not straight on. So as I was saying before, like, one of the interesting things about this is that the physics of it is that such that what you do with the vehicle and also the conditions also actually change what happens with the vehicle. So apart from the fact that I'm currently on my side, you can see here I've got the power reduce and overheat warnings here. So if I stop and have a look at, and of course it just went away. So let me do this a bit more so we can bring that back up again, because you get the motor overheat warning. It reduces your power. It means that you don't get the boost function gets removed, and you actually get some information about your motor here as well. So if we bring up our information panel, we look at our powertrain. Yeah, you can actually see the motor, so it actually sort of, it's right on the edge of the red there. Your battery performance also will change based on what's happening, in the environment around you and how the rate it's being used and discharged at. See our motors spiking in the red there, and it'll actually lock out your power when it's too high. So it isn't just about, you can cruise for a long time without it on roads and highways, it won't have an issue. But if you start using your boost, or if you're using a lot of the all-terrain features, then it will dynamically change that. So that is something for you to be aware of, and it's something that, again, is really kind of cool. You can disable that if you so desire. So there are a few other things that I didn't point out earlier. So you can actually sort of, in your options menu here, you can actually do things like, for example, you can remove the windshield, you can remove your doors, you can remove the roof even as well. So you get a nice open experience there. Remove the front guard, remove the light bar, remove the whips. But as well as that, you can also go into the settings menu here. And you can also, for example, change on with your realism. You can actually turn on the unlimited battery, so you don't have to recharge the battery if you don't want to. And you can turn on and off the thermal impact of the vehicle. You can't change as far as I'm aware, you can't change the effect on the power on the drivetrain, but you can change the thermal impact from the ambient temperature and the temperature of the battery. So there you go, quite a few. All right. With that out of the way, let's go and give our final thoughts on the Juice Goose from Parallel 42. Alright, so final thoughts on the Juice Goose from Parallel 42. This is a stupidly fun add-on that I honestly never expected to see a add-on like this in this detail in Microsoft Flight Simulator, or quite frankly in any flight simulator. But not only that, I think it actually serves as something more important. Now, I mentioned at the start of the video that there's going to be a lot of purists and a lot of, crotchety old members of our extended flight simulator family who are going to be like, we don't need this rubbish, this is for kids, we don't want this nonsense cluttering up our simulators, why would anybody want this? Okay, let me tell you why people want this. This is a gateway. This gives something different, something new, and something at the same time something familiar for people who aren't used to flight simulators. Flight simulator has been a hobby that gatekeeps itself incredibly well and has done for decades. Creating an add-on like this and making it accessible and making it something different means that there is a whole new generation of virtual aviators who may not know that aviation is their passion yet, that may actually be more used to playing things like Forza, might be used to playing GTA, might be used to playing Formula One, the other games that they're used to seeing that are very accessible, have been around for years. If those individuals see something like this in Microsoft Flight Simulator and go, instead of being trapped in, just the same 3 tracks or half dozen tracks around the world, that they can explore the entire world, then this add-on will bring them in. And then once they come in, they can say, not only can I drive around an ATV and do all sorts of crazy stunts with it, then I can also get into an aeroplane and I can fly. And that will bring in so many more people to our hobby. Will they all stay? No, they won't. But you know what? If it inspires just one person to join our community and to take their first steps into virtual aviation and maybe into real world aviation, then an add-on like this is incredibly vital. As to the add-on itself, I think it's incredibly well detailed. There's a lot of cool little fun stuff in the vehicle. There's a lot of technology, there's a lot of physics, there's a lot of good, solid work. It's not good, fantastic, solid work that's gone into making this possible. The science behind it, the stats on performance of the motor, performance of the battery, based on different drivetrain conditions, based on different terrain conditions that the vehicle is currently driving over. The fact that ambient temperature will affect the performance of the battery, will affect your engine performance and stuff like that, shows that there is so much more going under this hood than just slapping a flight model on 4 wheels and saying you can't fly. Like, there's so much more going on with that than this, and so much more going on with this than that. Giving us samples of, hey, this is what you could do, and then making it also, for me, the big one for me was being able to use it in the rest of the world at large, which feeds back into what I was saying before, that this is something that is going to be, that makes Flight Simulator more accessible to more people. Is this going to be for everybody? Absolutely not. Absolutely, it is not going to be for everybody. However, if you're looking for something fun and different to do than fly the same old 3 routes in a 737, then this is going to be something that you may want to seriously consider picking up for something different. If you want to have a different perspective of the vast, incredibly detailed world that Microsoft Flight Simulator offers to us, the community, this is something that you're going to want to you're going to want to consider picking up and looking at. If you just want to mess around and have fun with friends, then this is absolutely something you're going to want to pick up. So I think I definitely have to say a huge congratulations to the team at Parallel 42 for producing this add-on. I will be the first to admit that I was a little skeptical myself when I first saw it, when I first heard about it, but when I watched the amount of interest from the younger generations, and actually not even the younger generations, the older generations who were at Flight Sim Expo that may not actually have had a huge interest. They were there with someone who had an interest in flight simulation, but they themselves may not have had a huge interest in flight simulation. When they saw this add-on and they got a chance to play with it and got a chance to use it in the world, then you could see their joy, you could see their engagement lighting up, and then that led to them later on, and I saw it with my own 2 eyes, moving around the other things and going, okay, so I could drive that vehicle. What else can I do? I can fly these airplanes. So as a gateway, this is an incredibly brilliant piece. This is incredibly brilliant add-on. Not only is it incredibly well textured, incredibly well built, incredibly well modeled, and incredibly well presented to us, the flight simulation public, it serves as an important purpose in expanding not only our community, but also what Microsoft Flight Simulator is capable of. Microsoft Flight Simulator is more than just a flight simulator. It is a vehicle simulator. It is a world simulator. We've got weather engine that is great, that is being improved all the time. We've got flight dynamics. We've got so many things have been improved in this so far along the way, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what new things can happen because of this add-on and because of the commitment of developers like Parallel 42. So with that is going to round out my review. In case you haven't figured it out yet, I think this add-on is a barrel of laughs, a barrel of fun, and I highly recommend it to everybody. I think it is. You would do. I honestly think, as I said, it's not for everybody, but I can definitely see myself enjoying it. I think it's a fantastic add-on, incredibly well done, and I know I'm going to be having a bucket ton of fun with it. So if you want to pick this one up, you can pick this one up either direct from Parallel 42 or you can pick it also up from Orbix Direct or from the NSIM Microsoft Flight Simulator store. And as we round out this review video, I want to say once again a huge shout out and a huge thank you to the team over at Parallel 42 and at Orbix for providing me with a review copy of this vehicle today. And with that, folks, that does now round out this review. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by following me on Facebook and on Twitter and on Twitch. Just search for NovaWing24. Alright, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.